Okay, just imagine for a second. What if you could get all your documentation work done in like half the time? I'm talking about release notes just appearing, style errors getting zapped instantly, and huge documents getting summarized in seconds. This isn't science fiction, you guys. Let's dive in, because this is the new reality with AI-assisted documentation.
So here's what we're going to cover in this explainer. We'll kick things off with the big problem everyone faces. Then we'll walk through how AI is completely changing the game by automating release notes, locking in perfect style, giving us instant summaries, and even building entire knowledge bases from scratch. And of course, we'll wrap up by looking at what this new human and AI partnership really means for the future.
All right, first things first, let's just get real about the core issue here. We all know that good documentation is absolutely critical. I mean, no arguments there. But let's be honest, doing it manually is slow, it's super repetitive, and it's almost always a huge bottleneck that just slows everything down.
So where do we even begin to fix this? Well, let's start with one of the most tedious, time-sucking tasks of them all, writing release notes.
Now, seriously, take a second and think about it. How many hours is your team sinking in to just piecing these things together for every single release? All that time spent chasing down details, checking what changed, and trying to format it all, man, it adds up fast.
Yeah, the old way is just a total grind. You're digging through Git commits, you're trying to match them to Jira tickets, you're bugging developers about what their features actually do, and only then can you start to manually write everything. It's just a recipe for burnout, and you know important details are going to get missed.
But now, look at how AI just completely flips the script. Instead of you hunting down all that info, the AI does the heavy lifting. It scans all that raw data, commit messages, pull requests, ticket descriptions, and bam, it generates these perfectly structured, categorized release notes. The key here is that writers can finally focus on making the content great, not just collecting it. You're shifting from manual labor to actual strategic work.
Okay, so we've got the content creation automated. But what about making sure it's all consistent and actually sounds good? That brings us to our next point, enforcing perfect style. This is where AI basically becomes your own personal, on-demand style editor that never gets tired.
You know, consistency is everything in good documentation, right? It builds trust with your users. When everything has the same tone and uses the same terms, it just feels professional and reliable. Well, AI is the ultimate enforcer here. It catches all those little things that our human eyes just skim over, like using passive voice, inconsistent terms, or sentences that are way too complicated.
And this right here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. On the left, you have the configuration should be performed by the administrator. Kind of clunky, right? The AI instantly suggests the administrator configures the system. So much clearer. It's direct, it's active. Now imagine that small improvement, but scaled across your entire documentation. It makes a huge difference.
Okay, next big challenge, information overload. We've all been there. Your team is staring at a mountain of docs. Well, AI gives us an incredible tool for finding the important stuff, the signal in all that noise.
I mean, picture this. A developer or a support agent needs an answer and they need it like yesterday. But that answer is buried somewhere in a 40-page technical doc. Who has time to read through all that? Nobody.
And this is the magic trick. AI can take that monster document and, literally in seconds, boil it all down to a clean, simple one-page summary. The value of that is just immediate.
And we're not just talking about one-pagers. AI summarization can spit out all kinds of useful formats. Think about it. A support agent gets a quick reference guide with the exact steps to solve a problem. A project manager gets a list of key takeaways and action points right before a meeting. The AI just delivers exactly what you need right when you need it.
So we can create content and we can summarize it in a flash. But where does it all live? How do we organize it? This is where AI helps us build the ultimate user support tool, a really smart, dynamic knowledge base. It's all about turning that scattered mess of info into a seriously powerful resource.
So how does this even work? Well, the AI basically reads everything you've already got. Your product docs, old support tickets, random training PowerPoints, and it intelligently organizes it all. It takes that chaotic data and transforms it into structured FAQ pages, clean Help Center articles, and it can even become the brain for your support chatbot.
But hold on, this is the really cool part. These tools don't just organize the stuff you have, they actually tell you what you're missing. By analyzing what users are searching for and what questions they keep asking, the AI can literally point out the gaps in your documentation. That helps you make your Help Center better and better over time.
Okay, so after all of this, it's really important to understand one thing. This is not about replacing writers or developers. Not at all. It's about amplifying human expertise. This is a new partnership, one that just makes the work we do even better.
And when you look at the big benefits here, the whole story just clicks into place. You're cutting down on all that boring, repetitive work. You're improving quality and consistency across the board, and you're giving everyone faster access to information. What that really means is your team is freed up to focus on the stuff that actually requires a human brain, making things clearer, improving the user experience, and solving really complex problems. And really, that's the ultimate takeaway. The future isn't just AI running the show, and it isn't just humans doing things the same old way. The future of documentation is that powerful combination of human expertise, our creativity, our empathy, powered by the incredible speed and scale of artificial intelligence. So the only question left is, what will your team build with that kind of power?